Us. Again, we will take an opening statement from the head coach, and we will then direct questions to the student athletes and excuse them when they're finished. And then we will take questions for the head coach. Joining us from USC, we have head coach Lindsay Gottlieb and student athletes Kiki Iriafen and Avery Howell. Coach, can you make an opening statement, please?
Sure. Thank you guys for being here. I don't have an update on Juju because I know that's what you all want to know, other than what the statement that was put out at halftime, that she's getting incredible medical care from our, Keck Medicine and the people at USC and our trainers and doctors. So the players don't have any update either as well. So just respectfully, I'd ask you not to ask them something that they don't know. But I'm feeling a lot of emotions, obviously. But the biggest one is pride. What a performance, by this group. When you throw a bunch of talented people on a team, it doesn't become a team until you work through some things. And I always thought throughout the year that if we had something we had to work on, would be when things didn't go right away, we sometimes stressed out, And how about this, something didn't go right for us. You never want anyone to go down, especially someone, like Juju that we all, lean on in so many ways. But this team rallied. They rallied for her. They rallied for each other. Our fans had our back. I'm just really proud. And I think we showed what kind of team we are. Credit to Mississippi State for getting to this point. But I think what you saw here was a really, good, determined team that had something to play for. And you saw the results. Kiki was unbelievable. Avery as well. And it was a true team effort. And I don't think I'll, forget this night for a lot of reasons.
Let's take questions for the student athletes. Ryan?
Ryan Cartier, LA Times. Kiki, Avery, can you just tell us what it's like to bounce back after you see Juju in so much pain? I can imagine it's hard to kind of get things straight after that. How did you guys rally from that point on?
Yeah, I think as Coach mentioned, it's hard when you have such a key player not with you, but at the end of the day, we have to win the game. Respectfully, nobody cares on Mississippi State that we lost her, so I think for us, it was just making sure that we got the job done. We want our season to be extended, so just really rallying and doing whatever we can to make sure that we could get out of Galen.
Right down here in the front.
Hi, Charlotte with FI 360 News. Kiki and Avery, when you guys came into the game, did you expect it to be this physical, or was this something over physical than what you guys expected?
I think we expected the game to be pretty physical. Obviously, they're a really good team, and we knew that they were going to come with a lot of different aspects to their game to try to stop us in any way they could. But I think that our team came in with a mindset that we're not going to get punked by anyone. We were ready for whatever they threw at us in any form, offense, switching up what we're running, defense, putting on our press or taking it off. So I think we knew that they were going to be pretty physical, but I think that we handled it really well.
Right down here.
Kiki, LT Willis with TT Sports TV1. The one stat that really impressed me was the 29 assists that you guys had tonight. So can you talk about you guys sharing the basketball tonight?
I think today was really just a team effort. The ball was electric. We were moving that ball. We were passing that ball. And I think that's what makes the win, so grand. And I don't know. I feel like this team, we're just trying to do whatever we can to keep it going. And I think we're very unselfish. And you could really see that today. And it makes it super fun when, when everybody's able to contribute. And I think we had a lot of energy. And our fans today were incredible. So that was an extra six-man for us.
Beth? No, excuse me. Beth Harris.
Beth Harris, AP. Kiki, you just mentioned that the crowd was the sixth man tonight. Of course, they were cheering you guys, but wondering what you thought of, just their anger and emotion that they displayed when the other team had the ball and the cheerleaders from the other team came out.
I think it just shows how ride or die our fans are, and we really appreciate them. I wish we could take them to Spokane and everywhere else with us. So we're super grateful for that, and I think as a 1 seed, that's what you're most grateful for, is having your fans behind you, because it could really kind of be like the edge tipping thing when you're in close games. But I think they gave us a lot of energy, especially when, things weren't going our way at the beginning. So it was nice to have a packed house today.
Next to Beth.
Stefano Fundrich, Daily Trojan. Coach, what did you think of Rhea's game today, especially considering this is her last game, most likely in Galen Center?
I think this questions are supposed to be for the student athletes, but I'm going to take it because I want to talk about Rhea. You know, she came here when there were no fans, and I think this crowd, getting to see her play with a ton of energy, and you know, we talk about her at the front of the press and her defensive coverages, and she just anchors us in so many ways. So I am very happy for her that she got to feel, you know, an energy like this for her last game in Galen. She deserves that.
Right behind. Aaron.
Aaron Heisen, OC Register. Avery, you know, you guys had buzzer beaters before the end of the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. I think you hit the first one. Just you guys swarmed each other on the court after all of those. Can you talk about just like that kind of camaraderie after hitting those shots and how the bench helped you guys today?
Yeah, I think that everyone on our team plays a huge role, our bench especially. We always have a lot of bench energy, which affects our energy on the floor. And then I think just the way we shared the ball tonight was amazing, and I think that it just helped fuel everyone and give energy into everyone's games. We hit more shots that way. You feel like your teammates have you. So I think that all of those buzzer beaters and even every shot, every and one, like all of that, those are energy plays for us that the bench is hyped, the coaching staff's hyped, the atmosphere in the entire gym. Whoever hit the shot, whoever passed it, everyone honestly just feels that, and I think that it's a huge momentum swing for us, and we just kept that rolling tonight, so it was great.
Down the front here.
Hi, Dominique Williams with Annenberg Media. This is a question for both athletes, but Avery, can you speak towards the freshman group? You guys have been the talk of the season of just how you guys prevailed and showed up in big moments like this. Can you speak towards that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a really big freshman class, so it's been great to be super connected. We're really close, and I think that that's impacted our whole team. I think that we have a pretty big role this year, which coaches let us have, and we're prepared for most moments because of the time we're given in games and how hard we work in practice. But I think that everyone plays a super important role, and we really execute that. But I think that it's been a learning experience for everyone. But throughout this year, it's been great just being able to play alongside super great players, learning from them, and then just being able to execute on the floor.
Let's go back to Beth.
Beth Harris, AP. Kiki, everyone knows there's more than just one person on this team, but do you feel like maybe tonight was kind of a defining moment for you guys, that you were able to suffer that loss early and then maybe showed people that all of us could play together and really build some momentum off this tonight?
I wouldn't say this is our defining moment. I think we've had multiple moments this season of just like team basketball. I think, if anything, the end of the season, the postseason, we've really been clicking, and it's at the perfect time. I would rather it be this way than any other way. So I think for us, it was just rallying. I think we just wanted it. We wanted it really badly. We didn't want our season to end. And as Avery mentioned, we work super hard in practice. We trust in what our coaches have for us. So I wouldn't say it's a defining moment. I think this is what we expect of ourselves. We expect to win in this tournament, regardless of if it's going our way. We have people, we don't have people. That's the standard here. Like, we expect to win. So I think for us, it's just keeping that thing the main thing.
Okay, we'll do one final question over here with Amanda for the student athletes.
It's Amanda Scarlett, LA Sentinel. If you could talk to me about Kaylee Hickle and her energy during this game. I mean, just tell me about her as a player and how helpful she's been to you all this season.
So Heckle's my roommate, so I spend a lot of time with her. She's great, and it's crazy because off the court, she's kind of quiet, but when she plays, she's not quiet at all. You will know her name. You will know who she is when she's playing, and I think she's just like the energizer, the spark that we need. Most of the times you'll see when she comes in, the game shifts for us. She's someone that's able to get us on runs. She's great defensively. She can get to the basket, call her own number, and she's just a fearless. So as we've been saying, the freshmen this year are really not freshmen, and I think she embodies that as well, as does Avery and Kennedy. But she's someone who just kind of goes out there, and she's just happy playing basketball. But I think for us, she's the spark that we need in crucial moments.
Okay, thank you both for coming in.
Awesome, thank you.
Good luck. Okay, we'll take questions for Coach. Two in the middle. We'll start to my left, and then
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to ask one more follow-up.
Name and affiliation, please.
Sorry. Ben Verbrugge, News for Us Online. Just had one more follow-up on Kaylee. Just how much do you encourage her to be aggressive on both ends of the floor? Because it seems like when she does play really aggressive, it always it plays to your guys' advantage.
Yeah, in my conversations with her, it's hard to be a freshman point guard on a team that has championship aspirations, but I want her to be her as much as possible. And we know how talented she is. Essentially, the initial defender doesn't exist. She can get by anybody. It's I think her growth has come in reads and second level leads. She had 6 assists and 1 turnover. And I actually told this to someone today. It reminds me of when I was with the Cavs. I watched a lot of film with Colin Sexton because he was the same. He could get by, and then it's what do you do next? And so I'm really encouraging her to be as aggressive as possible. And when it's a parting of the sea and you can go to the rim, go to the rim. She's an incredible finisher, but also that next level of okay. I can get by my man, and do I set us up? Do I run? And I just think when she's aggressive, those live reads happen, and her growth has been tremendous. And then on the other side of the ball, she's grown a ton defensively too, and she makes a bunch of things happen for us. So an aggressive K9 is a really good thing for us.
Eric Lampkins, the second Culver City Observer, the Sporting Tribune. Coach, I know exactly how much each one of these players mean to you. Tonight, you lose a generational talent, arguably the best player in college basketball. The Trojan motto is fight on. How do you galvanize and how do you manage and galvanize your team to fight on without Juju?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know exactly what's going to come in these next couple hours when we find out what's going on, but you cannot tell me that the energy of that crowd and how sort of angry they were with the other team and how much fired up they were for our team is so much about what Juju has given to this arena, to this program, to this city. And you just want to give it all back, right? You want to give it all back and support her however we can. But also, the team has become a team, and deserves my best and our best to build that belief in them that they can do anything, right? And so, we don't get to go on the coaching manual script and go by everything the way it's supposed to happen, and whatever comes with it, we will make sure that we're pouring into this team, to Juju, and keeping us together, because as you saw tonight, we're capable of a lot of greatness, and that's what we'll continue to message to our team.
Let's go to Ryan over here.
Ryan Croce, LA Times. Lindsay, you mentioned just how well the team rallied after that moment. What do you tell them when you gather the team after Juju goes down?
I just try to look people in the eye and say, we can do this. We've got this. We need everybody. Stay focused and locked in on the task at hand. But they're competitors. And that's what they are naturally want to do, have someone's back. I think they had her back. I think they had each other's back. I think stuck together and had like I said, the fans felt really a part of that too. You had to be here to feel it, I think. I don't know if people saw that through the TV, but it was a palpable thing that I think everyone wanted to step up for one another. And I just had to guide them, in that direction.
Right here in the middle. Right.
Layla McKenzie, Daily Trojan. Coach Gottlieb, in a game that's as physical as this one, but also one where there's some chatter here and there on the court, what do you do and what role does Kiki play in ensuring that the team just stays focused on themselves and doesn't get overly reactive to a lot of the exchanges and conversations on the court?
Yep. You heard Avery reference it, kind of the terminology I'll use in just that there's no punks in our locker room, right? There was a comment, I think, from one of their players after their last game that, SEC and we're tough. And, we know that we've got no punks in our locker room, that we have a team that's going to step up. But we also talked about doing that in a very just the way that we do, box out, meet your passes, make the right play, move that ball. And so as the game got chippier, all we needed to do was go back to, or was to just stay being us. We weren't extra. We were just us, right? We are tough. We are physical. We are very clean in doing that. And I thought the leaders on the court, I just kept saying to them, hey, the chippier they, or the more extra they get, the more clean we need to be. And so I think you saw it in the right ways. I think they rallied for one another. I think they felt, some kind of way about Ju not being in there with them, but we rallied in a way of just getting tougher and cleaner with our execution, and I think Kiki was a great example of that, right? She just was dominant, and so was the rest of our team, and I mean that's what you lean on, right? When you need to.
Let's go down here in the front. We'll do 3 more questions after this, okay?
Charlotte Moore, FI 360 News. Coach, you kind of alluded to where I was going with my question. You talked about the SEC, and I was thinking with the conference being SEC versus Big Ten, did you see that there was a difference in how, I guess, the intensity of playing against, was it something with the conference or rivalry, or do you think it would have mattered?
I mean, we're playing to get to a Sweet 16. It was USC against Mississippi State. Conferences don't get trophies for who wins the most games in the tournament. We're trying to get us where we need to go. But that said, I think there is a perception less about it was only our first year in the Big Ten, but more about like the West Coast, right? People think, West Coast teams aren't as tough or what have you, or there's a persona that maybe, teams in other areas are tougher. It's just, I mean, if you've seen us play this year, I think everyone, would say that we're a skilled and physical team, a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed and power, and just we're not going to get punked. That's just not the way we're gonna go down. I didn't think it was anything special to do with conferences. It's just we knew, they were going to come in here and try to manhandle us, and that just wasn't going to happen.
Right down here in the front.
Hi, Dominique Williams, Annenberg Media. Coach, can you tell me what was going through your mind when Malia went down and she banged her head, and just the frustration that you felt like it was coming from that team against the players, and how that turned out was for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I told you that I wasn't rattled, seeing Juju on the floor and crying. I mean, this is a human game. And so, tried obviously my best to be what I need to be for the team, but, internally it's a lot. So then Malia goes down also, and she was pretty quick to say, I'm fine. But just in general, you always want to be supportive of your players. Just, continue to remind the officials that, it's okay if there's 50 fouls happening, then you call 50 fouls. If there's not, then there's not. But just reminding them to keep the game at a level that, is the way we want to play it. But, this is a human proposition that we're in, and seeing one player go down the way that Juju did was, emotional for me. So then seeing Malia going down also, I was just relieved to hear her say I'm good.
Coach Connor Morissette, 24/7 Sports over here. Can you describe your difference in emotions when the injury in the first quarter, but then Rhea hits the 3 and people are chanting her name and people are chanting Kiki's name. The crowd is amazing. Kaylee has that great spin. There were so many great moments tonight despite a really unfortunate one. Can you describe your difference in emotions between that early on and then at the end?
Yeah, just so much pride. And I walked in there and I said, usually you're kind of jumping up and down and spraying water and you're going to Sweet 16. I said, the thing I want you to really hear me say is how proud I am of all of you. I had a quote before the last game. I was reading a quote before the game, and before the last game it was about, individual drops of water just not being the same as a tidal wave, And I think we have so many gifted, wonderful people in that locker room, up and down. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of really good humans. But together, you can do something that you can't do as individual drops of water. And I think we felt like a tidal wave tonight. I'm obviously just heartbroken if there's a serious injury for Juju. But at the same time, to see this place rally behind her, I hope she can at some point see just the significance that she has here, that goes so far beyond just her talent and abilities. That's what's really generational about it, the way she's galvanized everyone. And then the way that her team, had her back, and also really is a team, and we've got people who are capable and willing to step up. And so that was that mix of emotions throughout the game. And, just mostly proud of our fans and our team.
Okay, Coach, we've hit our time limit. Thank you very much for
thank you,
coming
guys.
in.